Hi everyone, I'm Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Marcus Bagwell. Record time here about 1:30. Wanted to give you an update on the wintry weather that is still expected to come our way. And I understand we have not seen a whole lot. It's still mostly been rain that we've had here in the area. But there is a disturbance back off to the southwest, and that's where we're going to gradually see the precipitation increase over the next few hours. Temperatures in the 30s for most areas. Notice the wind out of the north and northeast. I've been doing some digital updates on our KATK.com and Fox51.com pages along with the KATK app, and I went outside and the 1 o'clock hit and it is still very cold, even with a light wind. The feels like temperature into the 20s for most of us, and even some teens off to the northwest. Here's a look at the radar. You'll notice here that we have seen some pretty steady precipitation, especially up near Mount Pleasant, Pittsburgh, Linden. This is probably still some rain mixed in, but it has been some fairly heavy bands of precipitation that have come through. Those lightning counts have to do with some of the more convective bands, like this one that's come out of southeast of Hope into Arkansas, southeast of Prescott as well. That's some heavy sleet and probably some heavy freezing rain that is coming down. The rest of the area is okay, but I point your attention to what's happening back in central Texas, and it doesn't look like a whole lot. But we're starting to see some bands of light precipitation, and this should begin to increase and give us a better chance of wintry weather heading into between about 4 and 6 a.m. for our west and northwest counties. Visibilities are low because at this point, while the radar isn't showing a whole lot, we're going to see areas of freezing mist and drizzle that will come through. This is a product called the infrared satellite imagery, and I want to show it to you because notice this area of cloud cover. It also has some colder cloud tops associated with it, and what this means is that this is going to allow some additional precipitation to move in, and that's why we're still anticipating some of the freezing rain that could develop. Not only that, but there is enough energy in the atmosphere, even though it's not much, that's coming around this area of low pressure. Notice how this upper air energy streams in. We call this vorticity. It's another way to describe some spin in the atmosphere, but it also provides energy for additional waves of precipitation. So that is increasing for us as well, and that's why things are probably going to come together for us to see some additional wintry precipitation. This is the newest update to Futurecast, the same one that you would find on the East Texas Storm Team app, and I want to point out to you that that freezing line looks like it's going to start to nudge back to the east a tad as we get closer to daybreak on Thursday. First of all, notice how the wintry precipitation blossoms as we get toward about 3, 4, 5 a.m. and that's where we're going to begin to see some of our problems increase. Hopkins, Rains, Van Zant, Northwest Smith, a good portion of Wood County, even back into Henderson and Anderson counties, some greater impacts there. Close call for those of you along Highway 271, 259 and east right now. I still think you're just all rain, maybe some light wintry weather mixed in, but no wintry weather impacts are expected, not even on elevated surfaces, just because of how warm, relatively speaking, the road temperatures actually are, plus the air temperatures. Going to Thursday midday, we're still looking at some ongoing precipitation across the northwest counties, and this may let up into the early afternoon, but it may still linger too. The key part here that we've got to take away is when we're actually going to see this precipitation actually move in. That's something that we are waiting for. Now, the greatest ice impacts where we could pick up 1/10 to maybe 2/10 of an inch of ice will be in our extreme northwest areas. In the green, not too concerned about it here at this point. Little to no accumulation, very unlikely in deep East Texas. And then in areas of pink, the wintry mix is likely with light ice accumulations anticipated there. So Athens all the way up to Sulphur Springs, Quitman, Mineola, Lindale, I would say you're included in this too, where we could have some of those impacts for Thursday into Thursday evening. All right. One more thing to show you here in regards to road temperatures. Notice how as that precipitation we showed you a Futurecast increases, we also begin to notice the road temperatures really drop in these northwest areas. So problems may begin to increase, and notice how it gets colder toward Lindale We've got some spots below freezing in Athens through most of Van Zandt County, almost all of Rains, and even in the sections of Wood and Hopkins County too. That's where we could have some of the bigger impacts coming in play, and that may continue for a little while. All right, we'll continue to keep an eye on things. Still on that first cup of coffee. I may need some more here soon. We'll be watching things closely. As we get into the next couple of hours, I do expect precipitation to increase, and that's when we're probably going to start getting some of our additional reports as folks wake up and make an attempt to start their day out the door heading to their destination. Be careful if you're out on those roadways. We'll keep you up to date here in the Storm Center.